So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Capita Kazu Pro. It's, just got nice clear base on the back. It's the 18 model, on the front here. And if you're, looking at this and the black snowboard of death, you can see the black snowboard of death has less taper. It's just barely any taper, where this is like 8 mil of taper, and you can see it's very noticeable in the tip and tail. You can see the tail is much smaller than the nose. You can also see it's got a shit ton of camber, where the black snowboard of death kind of transitions down to flat at the end. They look very similar though, but the black snowboard of death just has a little more of a flat zone in the back, where this is camber basically off the, little bit past the front binding all the way to the back. Feels like a mostly camber ride. And then you've got, at least with my model, you've got a subtle rocker kind of going out and a bigger nose than tail. As you can see, the nose is a little longer, a little more girth, a little more width than that tail. And that helps you, but it's still, like, let's take a look at this here. With a reference stance of 22, you can get out with the mini discs. If you have a normal disc and you're using these, inserts right here, if you have a normal disc, you're looking at 22. You can set it back 1 or set it forward 1, and you're looking at like 22.75, which is really good. A lot of people are between 22 and 23 anyways for a 157 like this. But if you have mini discs from Union, like I do, or just Union Atlas like I do, that I love riding with these, and they have those discs that slide so you can actually use them like mini discs. I mini disc it out to fit my stance, which is about 22.6, a little more than that, a little shy of 22.75. So then, you're looking at that, and that works really well. And then if you want to set it all the way back, you're looking at just about 57.5 centimeters, or about 22.6, just like we talked about before. And it's the same if you want to go mini disc all the way back. So that's pretty cool. And then you're looking at about 21 using the standard, insert mount, and just a little shy of 21 and a little shy of 18. So you're looking at 3 inches. And then you can get to about 3.6 inches or so back on board if you're using mini discs, or if you set up, the center 2, like you can with the Atlas. So that's far back on board for an all mountain board. It's pretty good. It's on the upper end. There are some all mountain boards that have a further setback than this. But what this does is it has some taper in the tail, so it does sink a little bit. It does give you, it's not like this, but it's definitely, you're definitely not like this. You're not fighting to ride there. And it's gotten way more taper than the black snowboard of death. So you've got that there, and you've got that little bit of rocker. But it's definitely not your typical free ride board. It really feels kind of like a board you can take switch. It's a board that if you want some taper and you want some a little bit more directional float than your average like twin or some all mountain boards, because of that tapered tail, you have the Kazu. But it definitely is a departure from your traditional free ride board. And we found that the black snowboard of death was more fun to ride switch than this, although this is really fun for a free ride board, and you can kind of take it either way, ride centered, spin centered. You can land off the you can land switch with this pretty well. It's definitely better landing regular than getting all fakey, but it's doable, especially for a free ride board. So there you have it. That's the Kazu Pro. It's a really fun ride for somebody who's looking for a free ride board that's off the beaten path. If you're looking for a traditional free ride board, I don't think this will fit. unless you really like riding centered and really don't care about setting it back that much.